foggy.
It's a little bit fresh.
A little bit cool.
It's a little bit fresh this morning, Lethal.
It's almost lethal. I think it was about -2.
I tell you what, I think my arm is just frozen solid, holding this camera out.
My fingers are very cold, mate. I've just put gloves on and I'm struggling to eat them even with the gloves.
Oh. Well, you're going to put some honey on it. I think
I was going to. The honey wouldn't flow. I was wasting my time.
Actually, I wish I got up and actually took some video last night. It was totally moonlight. Everything was white. Yeah. It was absolutely a cracker of a night. Yeah. Take away the cold. Yeah, it was absolutely beautiful. But today, I am actually going to hike the ridges. I'm going to get a bit of match fitness, buddy. And what are you going to do?
I'm going to sit on my ass up on the hill. And then I'm going to slowly walk through the bush once it warms up.
As much as it was below zero, well below zero last night, and it was a bit hard to get going. Once you do start to move, it doesn't take long before you have to start to delayer. And already I've just started to head up into the bush, and I'm seeing more sign here than I did a few months ago. So it's starting to give me a little bit of renewed vigour. Right, I'm going to work my way up this ridge. It's very much like gorillas in the mist here at the moment. It's absolutely sensational.
I thought you'd like that. Look at that stick. Can't buy them like that. I tell you what, these gates aren't getting any warmer. Christ. Oh well, price you pay. See what they make you give. I know what he'd be saying to me now, are you okay? You alright? Yeah, alright. Friggin' gate's cold though.
Not sure what Leigh will be able to see down in that valley below me because it looks like pea soup from up here. But I'm now just starting to get above it. Still working the ridge line, as expected, the thermals are following me up, which is not ideal. But I've only had a couple of wallabies move off in front of me. No deer burst out. Plenty of fresh sign. A couple of good scrapes down there. Far more than I've seen here a few months ago. So I'll continue to walk this ridge, get to the top, stop, have something to eat, and then basically just see what the breeze does and work out whether I'm going to drop in over that side or back behind me for the hunt back.
I didn't say it before, but I've been following these tracks, and they lead straight across the fence, which is where I expect these deer to be. So, but they've been flying in over night time, I think, and leaving early morning. So anyway, there's some bloody good scrub up through here, so I'll see where we end up. Don't you hate it when your prints go in through blackberry bushes in gullies? Have a look at this. Oh well, it's part of the fun. Eat an elephant if you take small enough bites. I must admit, this is where my stick comes in really handy. I can, just with the edge, the end of it, I can push the blackberry canes aside and step through or step on them. It's a bloody handy thing. Oh well, let's continue.
Well, I've made it to the top of this little ridge, and just as I got here something broke out, but I'm pretty sure it was a wallaby. Didn't sound like it had 4 legs. So either way, the breeze now is actually starting to move things a little bit, and it's not too bad. So I'll just see what it does over the next 20 minutes. I'll finish me lunch, me Papa Joe's, what was it? Mango and coconut, that's good. Yeah, so I'll sit here another 20 minutes maybe. Just make sure that this wind sort of settles in one direction, and then make a plan for the afternoon to hunt back down. And maybe it's my turn, hopefully it's my turn to start seeing some deer.
Well, that was a bit exciting, all happened in a moment, but unfortunately I had half a dozen fellow does and a buck just run up, straight up behind me there, up into that gully, crossed into a fence where I don't intend to go. So, oh well, it is what it is. Yeah, I had time enough just to point a rifle at them, but they were still moving through the fence. What do you do? I don't take those shots. Just as a tip for young blokes, just new to the game, it's a handy one. It's always served me well. Is oftentimes you know there's deer in the area. You see a lot of footprints, and you think, oh, were they fresh? Were they just 2 hours ago, or 10 minutes ago, or 2 days ago? Sometimes they all look very similar. Sometimes you can just turn over a little bit of the soil that's in the track to see what a fresh one would be like. But when you do spot deer and you see them run off, it's well worth having, even though they may or may not present a shot, go and have a look at the tracks where they were, because at least then you know what a fresh track in that terrain is going to look like.
I'm just going to continue walking this ridge, and even though it's winter and they've had good rainfall here, the top of this hill is still very crunchy and noisy underfoot, and with very little to no breeze, hopefully slow and steady is going to win the race. There's definitely enough sign to keep me interested. That's not really fresh, but it's not that old either. It's probably maybe a week. That's Samba shit. And I'm feeling that there's also a resident fellow buck in here somewhere as well. So I'm going to stop where I can and glass not only in front of me, but now I can start to see through patches onto the opposite side there. So I've done the effort of getting up here. Now I don't want to ruin it by making a silly mistake.
Bloody deer are smart, aren't they? Yeah, I've got another one ahead of me now. Actually a couple. So these are fresh tracks. I'm probably about 400 metres from where I saw the others. They certainly haven't come back. That way these tracks lead off into the scrub. So on we go. Next part of the adventure starts now. Let's see how good my tracking skills are here. It's these bloody sticks in the scrub. It's nice and soft underfoot, but unfortunately there's that many sticks in this forest. It's bloody hard not to crack one. Anyway, we'll see how we go. I just have to go a little slower, I think.
I don't know if you can hear that, but my priorities might have just changed. I think I know I've got a wild dog over here, but I think he's just in this opposite ridge over here. Well, this is not ideal. It's quite thick, but that dog sounds like it's on the move. So I'm going to let out a bit of a howl, and then just going to have to listen. So if it's going to happen, it either won't happen at all, or it's going to happen quick. The trick is now not to do it too often. The trick is now is to beat them at their game. I've heard a reply, but not just from one dog, from two dogs. But they're a fair way off yet. I think I'll give it one more howl and then just stop and listen. He's certainly holding tight. He's sitting still over there. I've had a look with the binos, cannot see him. Usually if they're interested, that first howl, it either arcs up over there really loud with all the other dogs, and it usually happens within the first 5 minutes. They can cover ground that could be a kilometre away. They'll be here within 10 minutes possibly. Sometimes even faster. Oh, he certainly shut up shop. They're big. They're big, these dogs up here, and they don't get to be big, strong and heavy from being stupid.
Yeah, and I love this. Just get through some of this crap. And I mean, it was crap. It's not that like that path. That's the easy bit. I thought I'll stand here just for a minute to get my breath back. So I did. I happened to look just there in that little bit of sunspot on the left-hand side of that tree. There's a Sam behind. She was asleep. And as I look at her, she's off. Shit. Oh, what do you do? You know when it's not running your way, don't you? Oh, this is more fun than you know. I thought with all the crashing that I have just done, 20, 30, 40 feet away from her, you'd think it had woken her up. She just stood there and looked at me and watched me walk across past that wombat hole and then just decided to take off. Unbelievable. I knew I was on tracks, but I didn't think it was going to be that. Of course, it got thick and I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'll go up. Up. Oh, it just drives you mad. Anyway, let's continue.
Wow, I've just got my first glimpse of the arse end of a Sam behind. It was only bedded probably 10-15 metres where I'd expect it to be, in this bit of sunlight just off the ridge. The puffy's got to come off, it's just too noisy and I'm getting too hot. Not that that's why I got busted, but it's definitely too noisy. The deer have definitely gone this way, they've just bolted down, straight down here. I'm going to just try and get over this edge, because there's a bloody good chance that they'll be just standing there with a tree behind them, in front of them, whatever. And they're going to be waiting to see what I am. So I'm hoping I can get a bit of a glimpse of them before that happens. Someone's up to no good.
I am.
Someone is up to no good.
I thought I'd try one of those Swedish fires. We've got some beautiful willow here.
It's a little bit fresh.
It is a little bit cool.
I reckon that's the first time I've left ice out of the esky for 2 days and it's still as good. It's still as good as the day we got it.
See that? Smart person moves their hand. See? Bring it home, baby.
So the plan today is to, after we watch this for the next half an hour, to go and have a sit and wait, I think,
because the deer were bedded down pretty much all day and didn't want to move really, did they?
No.
They didn't want to move. They virtually stayed bedded right until you're on top of them, and then they were smart. They were in thick stuff, so when they did move, you didn't get much of a glimpse of them. And I take my hat off to anyone that films sambar deer, tries to hunt them and film them solo. It's a challenge.
Yeah.
By the time the cameras fire up and you get ready, it's all over. Yeah. So it's all about timing and a lot of luck.
Come on, Steve, the water's warm. Come on.
Oh.
Bit of a walk up here, mate.
I'm not 21 anymore, I know that much. Come on your bike, up the hill.
Stop throwing stones at me.
You can do it.
Bit of a slog up here, Steve.
Yeah, certainly the match fitness isn't there, but you just got to.
So just remind me of the plan. Now there's deer up here, isn't there? You said there was deer up here.
If I didn't say that, you wouldn't come up here.
No. He tells me now.
Well,
he tells me now.
I can't guarantee it. I have seen deer here before. Is that what I said to you?
Yeah, something like that. It was enough.
You're almost here now. Look how high up you are.
You used the word deer in the sentence.
What are you doing?
Just making sure you're 1.5 metres away. Well, we've been a bit close lately.
Look, our stinky mate over here, or what's left of her, is more than 1.5 metres away because she really reeks. But what a bonus that was for the trip. As much as we'd like to knock over deer, and we're still not out the.
She's name is Lily.
Lily, why?
Yeah. Well, why not? What's wrong with Lily? What have you got against Lily?
Either way, that was a bonus. I just happened to see that dog come under the fence, out of the scrub.
Okay, I'll call her Dover.
Why?
Why not?
Ben? Anyway, stop interrupting me. Either way, that was a bonus. I'd just about given up on that dog. I had to run back over the hill, grab Leigh and say, listen, let's go, there's a dog over here. We got back over there, couldn't see it, then I just seen it disappear around one side. I thought, this is not good. Anyway, we thought maybe we'll just let out a howl. Nothing, no response, nothing. And then we'd just about given up and Leigh happened to see her making her way back. And I don't know why she stopped, but she stopped looking over this log, didn't she?
She was sniffing something.
And it was a matter of quick ranging, 350 or thereabouts, a quick dial up with a ballistic turret, and the 7mm did the rest of the work.
Well done.
He's off, he can't be going too far.
No.
She was in pretty poor condition, but she's even in worse condition now. But for the farmers, this is a must-do by every hunter in the alpine region. You see a wild dog, nail it.
Getting a little bit fresh, buddy.
Bloody fresh, all right.
Well, it's all over, Red Rover. We heard some cracking behind us and we said to ourselves, if the deer are smart enough to come in from behind us, well, good luck to them. Well, of course, that's where they've come from.
Exactly.
But we had probably, I reckon, half a dozen or so.
Yeah,
We could
would have
hear
been
footsteps disappear about half an hour ago, and then another couple just said, what's
The
these
little one braved it, didn't he?
what's this couple of lumps down here?
Yeah.
So they kept slowly going around. They desperately wanted to come down here for the good feed, but in the end, they thought, no, it's just not right, and disappeared over the hill. So we've got a bit of a hike back. We need it just to warm up,
Bloody oath.
get the fire going, and then we've got some entertainment. What's going on?
Chooks.
Chooks going on.
Roast chooks tonight.
Oh,
On a willow fire. I don't know if that's going to add any flavour to it, but I think it'll be all right.
that's true. Normally we're red gum.